Lieutenant Commander Sarah Kane had a reputation in the Navy that preceded her wherever she went, not for being arrogant or flashy, but for being precise, efficient, and unflinchingly fearless. Her missions were executed flawlessly, her reports meticulous, and her judgment nearly flawless. Yet despite her accomplishments, she remained quiet, almost unassuming, carrying the weight of her experiences without ever boasting. That quiet demeanor was precisely why the question came as a joke, or at least that's what Admiral Hargrove intended when he leaned casually across the conference table during the briefing. "So, Lieutenant Commander Kane," he said with a half-smile, half-teasing tone, "what's your kill count?" The room chuckled softly, the sound nervous and light. It was meant to be a jest, an icebreaker in a room full of serious faces discussing operations. Sarah's eyes didn't flicker, didn't betray emotion. She looked directly at the Admiral, her gaze unwavering. "Sir," she said calmly, "enough to make you reconsider calling it a joke." There was a beat of silence so thick it seemed to swallow the air in the room. Murmurs rose quietly around the table as officers exchanged uneasy glances. The Admiral leaned back, a small smirk playing on his lips, assuming she was playing along. "Oh, care to elaborate?" he asked, his voice laced with curiosity and amusement. That's when she dropped the words that would ripple through the entire Navy, leaving an impression that would be spoken of for years. "I've neutralized 57 enemy combatants directly in the field, and indirectly contributed to the loss of another 132, she said with a calm, almost clinical precision. Every number was accurate, every word carefully chosen. The laughter and lightness evaporated instantly. For the first time that day, the room felt the gravity of Sarah Kane's reality. She wasn't boasting, she wasn't exaggerating, she was stating facts, facts that spoke to decades of service, blood, strategy, and survival. Officers shifted uncomfortably in their seats, some pale, some nodding with a mix of awe and fear. Admiral Hargrove, who had faced more battles than anyone in that room, sat up straighter. His eyes narrowed, a mixture of respect and apprehension flashing across his face. 57? He whispered, almost to himself. 57 and 132 indirect? Yes, sir, and I keep meticulous records for accountability and operational review. Every engagement, every action, documented. There was no emotion in her voice, no pride, no attempt to impress, just fact. And the effect was instantaneous. The room went quiet, everyone processing the weight of her statement. The sheer precision of her numbers, the acknowledgement of both direct and indirect consequences, painted a picture far beyond the joke Admiral Hargrove intended. He cleared his throat, attempting to regain control, but even he couldn't mask the respect and the unease in his tone. "Lieutenant Commander Kane," he said finally, I think you may have just reminded every one of us what service really means."